up, sir?
What's going on, man?
What you doing?
Just the same shit I do every day, man. Just grinding.
On that hustle?
Yes, sir. All day, every day, one way or another, right?
Yeah. Um. Happy Veterans Day to me.
Happy Veterans Day to you, brother. And everybody else out there.
Yeah, that's one good thing that's happening this week. Did you happen to see everyone is blaming Chuck Schumer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What do you have any feelings on that?
you're breaking up bad. That sucks.
I'm sitting at my house. You might be breaking up.
I might be breaking up.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to break up.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
It's not you, it's me.
you, I can think I hear you now.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're saying that the Dems caved.
Yeah, they cave, man. There's a lot of things that they're talking about. Like Jolly Ginger had some that he posted up. I think the guys that caved, quote unquote, like they're not up for re-election and they're
Yeah.
not going to come to term, so they didn't really care. They just
Yeah.
kind of like wanted to get back to business.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. I get it. You got to hold the line. You've gone this far.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's not about the struggle. At least from how I understand it, it's not about the struggle more than we were willing to deal with the struggle for meaningful change.
Right.
And it just seems like, and I know that we don't have all of the facts, right? So Chuck Schumer and all those guys, they have, man, they fucking work there, dude. So they know, they see things. They have way more information than we do. We're going off of speculation. But one of the benefits of opening the government back up is what's her name? Graciela. Nah,
Adelina
Gridalva.
Grahala?
That's the one. She's going to come in and she's been promising to vote to release the Epstein files. But past that, I think these kids took a bath, man. I was watching not John Oliver, but John Stewart yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
he was talking about how they gave up all the momentum that they had, the Democrats had with the election, and it just Trump is a mess.
Yeah.
And basically, these folks gave up all this momentum for the promise or for the possibility of doing the same thing that we were going to get, even if we didn't hold out.
Yeah, man. It's just like you put all that effort in there, and if you come back in December when they talk about it again, the ACA, like even if they decide to hold out, they're gonna be like, yeah, we don't believe you anymore. They
Yeah, and
got they got no ground to stand on anymore.
I think these folks don't understand that it's kind of like the Jolly Ginger said. I saw some clip that he had posted on YouTube actually, where he said we're coming after the Republicans. We're coming after MAGA. And then after that, we're coming after the Democrats, the do nothing Democrats.
Hmm.
And I think these folks need to, people who have been in power for, Nancy Pelosi was like 40 years or something.
Right. Yeah, man.
All these old folks that can't even fix their emails. Uh, yeah, not for anything. I'm not trying to owe people shame, but it's time to go.
Yeah,
The
if their
world is
microwave still
new.
flashes 12, we got a problem.
Say that again.
I said if their microwave still flashes 12 after a power outage, we got a problem.
You know what I mean? If you are calling your grandkids to fix your VCR, well, actually, if you're calling your grandkids, it might be time to pump the brakes. You need to be home, help your kids raise
Yeah,
families and stuff. You know,
grandkids wouldn't know how to fix a VCR anyway.
the grandkids will hire someone to come and do it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of frustrating. Um, but we'll see how it plays out. You know, like they might have something. They might have something. Uh, but it better not be the voters coming to save their ass. It better not be
Right.
that. Don't do that to yourself, Democrats. Don't do that to yourself. Because what you're going to do is you're going to force us to vote for third party people, and we're coming to get you one way or another.
Yeah.
What good is giving someone a job when they don't do their job? And you guys are sitting on your hands and you're not. And to me, you tell me how you feel about this, but um it seems like the Republicans want to do whatever they want to do, and the Democrats want to do that same thing. They're just playing coy. They're just being, you know, they're
It's like
being
they're
shady
okay
about
with
it.
a participation trophy. They're like, all right, we try. I mean, we tried our best. I mean, and then we didn't. We gave up.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah. And like,
And
go.
I was gonna say, I think there's still, I want to say there's still a series of votes that need to take place in order for that to actually go through.
Yeah.
Um, so like, there's still, if there's enough pressure applied to a couple of those 8 that did flip and turn bitch, then like, there's a possibility that we can kind of get back to where we were, and at the stalemate. But I'm
Ain't
not
nobody
good
want no
with
stalemate, dude. People want change. People want change.
exactly.
All of these politicians, this is what it looks like when you get held to account. You go and you spend all this money on TV. You're ruining the Super Bowl. You're ruining football. You're ruining everything. You're ruining television with all of your ads. And then finally, we're like, all right, fine. We'll give you the job. And then you guys go and you ruin it. Or you don't do anything. And you're just playing this goofy ass game. And, like now that everyone is communicating and now that everyone sees the game or they're starting to pay attention more, you know, actually, here, let's say it like this: since you guys voted in a reality star
Mm,
and you guys turned this into a reality game, reality's coming to get you. The reality is there's a lot of people who are communicating. There's a lot of people that are online sharing their ideas and sharing the way things are supposed to be. So we're not taking our politicians' word for it anymore. And that's the good thing. We're not taking their
yeah.
word for it anymore. And now we're starting to hold people's feet to the fire. Because what good is having you in office if you are spending all of our money not here? You're spending all of our money overseas fighting these battles that none of us want. We don't get to open up stores out there. We don't get to go buy real estate and stuff like that. Well, not all of us. Jared Kushner looks like he's going to go out there and start making moves in Gaza.
Yeah.
But just like in the movie Bug's Life, when all the ants start to wake up, Grasshopper's about to get jacked up now.
Yeah, I just had a conversation about the economy in general with one of my accounts, the owner, and he's like, "Man, business sucks." I'm like, "I get it, man, but you know what's going to have to happen is that in order for anything to happen, it's all got to collapse." But on the flip side of that, it's different. It's different this time around because the people with the money have like a shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
So when the economy does collapse, they'll still have a shitload of money and it doesn't affect them. So
That's why
it's
they
not
don't care.
like if
Yeah.
we, yes, so it's not like if you say like if we had some bread stacked away and the housing market crashed, we don't have the opportunity to this time to this time around to go buy a bunch of property.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the people that have a shit ton of property already is going to eat up all the property. So it's really not going to affect them this go around. So he got really scared about his business and he's considered like selling, but then who does he sell to? Does anybody want to buy a convenience store? Like there's like all these variables. He put his whole life in there. It's just him and his
Mm-hmm.
wife working there,
Yeah.
and they have no employees with them. So quality of life already right now wasn't great, because all they have is the store 7 days a week, and then they have to worry about bills because their store isn't doing business like it used to.
Yeah.
And where do they turn? All their eggs are in one basket. Like where do they go work for somebody else now after owning their own business for all these years? It sucks.
And let me tell you something. When you get a taste of being independent, boy, tapping back into the matrix that is corporate America, that's a tough decision to make, man. That's a
Yeah.
tough decision to make because when you're independent, you you know, you work hard, you get paid for those efforts.
Mhm.
But like if you're in corporate America, like me, I used to put in 100-hour work weeks and my paycheck never moved. The needle of the paycheck just stayed right there. Doop. So it's going to be tough. It's tough to even think about going out and like working for someone else, especially like when the Disney CEO says, "I don't care if these knuckleheads don't pay their mortgage. Just wait, just wait it out." You know,
Yeah.
the callousness that is corporate America, and all they need to do, all they need to do is pay fairly, and the entire team is going to win. It's not just you; the entire team is going to win.
Oh man, it's frustrating. There's I guess to keep in line with the business owner, like when I sell beer, so when we got a sale on our end,
Mm-hmm.
we sell it to the we sell it to the owner, and they discount it. They still make a better profit margin than they would at full price. And the consumer, they get a discount, and they feel like they're. And then what happens is we get a discount. We sell something in that's on discount, and all of a sudden they don't the owner doesn't drop their pricing, and then the consumer's like, I saw this on sale somewhere else. I saw this on sale at a corporate store.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my corporate store. You know, then so the independent's like, I don't have any business. Like it's like a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Like you're
Yeah.
greedy.
Yeah.
And I understand the mindset. Like you're trying to make money, but I always tell them, I'm like, you can put a price tag on this case of beer at $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Does not mean you're gonna make $1 million. But if you sell it for $1, you can make $1 million. So you have to make a, what is it? It's better to make a fast nickel than a slow dime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your rate of return is way better if you can understand your consumer. But right now, you have this. The consumer doesn't want to buy anything right now.
Hell no, nobody's got money. They
You
only
know, and
want to
they're gonna
pay.
make sacrifice,
They only want to buy groceries.
and they're skimping on that, and they're buying the cheap shit, and they're buying BOGOs if there are any, or they're not buying at all. They're sacrificing.
Yeah.
You know, you hear all about it. Like parents don't eat until their kids eat because they would rather starve than their children.
Yeah.
You know, and for some that's a luxury. Some of the kids don't get an opportunity to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know how we grew up. We had to scrap together.
We grew up
If you took
tight.
man, if you took the template that is going on right now and placed it on the 80s, 70s, bro, that's a whole other struggle right there.
And that's what's crazy. It was like that. It was worse in the '70s. I remember my mom going to get a some gas, and the lines were down the street, son.
Eh,
And the hunger thing, like, my mom did her best. We
Right.
didn't we didn't miss meals, but the meals that we had were sometimes pretty interesting. When you have scrambled eggs and rice for dinner.
Oh yeah.
Um yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I know me and a whole bunch of other folks are just sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah, man. That's why we vote for the people that are in the office, right? We want them to represent us when they're sitting at the table. Like, all right, these are what my constituents are. This is their needs. These are their concerns, and it's not just one facet. You know, you got to juggle a lot, and I understand that, and you got to make some sacrifices. But when you're giving in to circle back, like you're giving in just to be like you well, screw healthcare, and then he's already saying that he didn't want to pay out SNAP, and they got to give that money back, and then but then he wants to give the people with FAA their money, but then what happens to everybody else out here that's not getting paid, postal workers and all these other people that are are just as essential as everybody else.
Yeah.
They're still not getting paid.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
And
man.
not just that, but for me, one of the big wastes of money, and just like straight up disrespectful, is this whole ballroom thing. Like, we don't have any money until it comes for you, and you're spoiling yourself, and people I don't know how you can defend that. I don't know how you can defend that ballroom, with the exception of you might understand what that ballroom represents and who else in history likes to build ballrooms and all that stuff. But yeah, nah. I watched a video this morning, and the guy said, any Democrat that runs that says, I'm going to blow up that ballroom, just set it on fire, and then take all the gold and like melt it down and give it all to all the people. It was Sagar Anjanadi, whatever his last name is. He said, whoever says that, whoever's going to take that gold, the fake gold that Dum Dum puts all over the place, he said, whoever says we're going to take all that, melt it down, sell it, and then give the money to the people, that person's going to win office.
Yeah, man. It's just a slide. That whole play is like Liberace, like threw up all up in there, man. That is not the
It's so
people's house.
tacky. That dude is so tacky. That dude is so tacky. When your design is nothing but marble and gold, you gotta go. You're not a designer. And you know what frustrates me is then you got, you know, mashed potato man talking about you don't design things, you don't build things, you do. Marble and gold is your answer to designing things?
So
You
good.
you tacky bunch.
Oh, don't forget concrete and the rose
Yeah.
garden. The
They
rose
did
garden
away
is
with the rose
concrete.
garden and put up a fucking lunchroom. Not even a lunchroom, but like a lunch hangout. And that's something that happens in corporate America all the time. You go into this place and to make you feel better, they let you go outside to this concrete thing with plenty of seating and all this stuff.
You know, they call that movement, right? You got that's your 1 hour you got in the yard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go get some
Seriously.
daylight. Go catch some daylight.
Damn. That is dude, for real though.
Go get some daylight.
The only difference between being in corporate America and jail is that at corporate America you get to go home at night. God, dog. They even give you like there's a lot of corporations that have like gyms and stuff in there now. Hey, let me tell you about Facebook and everything that's happening here in Silicon Valley. They want you to work so much on all this stuff that what they do is they put in a cafeteria, they put in a gym, they put in all that stuff just to get you to stay at work.
Damn.
And I laugh because I fell for it. I fell for
Dude,
it.
they got those little like nap areas and shit. Damn
The
it,
little
man.
napping pods. Yeah, like so I'm trying to remember. I don't remember ever having a napping pod. But I did work with some Chinese developers that would like at we'd all go to lunch, 12, 12:30, whatever, come 2 o'clock. These dudes were taking naps at their desk, like straight up face down, just taking naps. And the first time I ever saw it, I was like, yo, these kids just taking naps? Just crazy like that? And they're like, yeah, it's part of their culture. They do it in China all the time. Da, 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 da. I was like, oh, damn, okay.
They're not like us. Damn it. I want to take a nap. Shit.
I would take naps too. Yeah. They made me feel fancy when they got me a standing desk. I was like, oh, snap. I was in traffic for 2 hours to get to work, and then I'd be at standing desk. And
Or they give you
everybody's
a
like, why
yoga
don't you
ball.
sit down? I was like, I was just in the car for 2 hours. What you talking about?
They get a yoga ball you can sit on it and shit.
Here's my yoga ball story. I was in Hollywood and I worked on the website, Tom Cruise's website. And back in
Uh,
the day, back at this time, I had a exercise ball that I would sit at, and then Tom Cruise's sister showed up to review the project and stuff. And then we were talking. Oh, you're one of those guys that has a exercise ball. I said, yeah. You want to sit on it? She goes, yeah. She sat on it. She bounced a couple of times. She's like, oh, that was fun. And then she got up and walked off.
is she taller than Tom Cruise?
I've never
She
seen
gotta
Tom
be.
Cruise in real life, but I bet you they're comparable. I bet you they're comparable. From what I understand, he's, you know, a smaller stature, and you got to get creative. You got to get creative with those camera angles.
And some little platform shoes.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And that same company that I worked for, here's some trivia. So that company, their main bread and butter was they designed movie posters and the banners that you see on bus stops and all this stuff. And I was part of their multimedia team. And they were making posters for a movie that 50 Cent was either making or he was a part of. Either way, he was in the movie, and he was a bank robber. So I got to play 50 Cent in a photo shoot. They gave me his overalls, and I was carrying these bags like it was full of money. They're like, all right, do like this. Now jump like that. Do like this. So I got to play 50 Cent.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, son.
Man, 6 degrees, right? We're 6 degrees of 50 Cent.
That's
We
it.
got closer.
We're coming for you, 50. You're invited. Open invitation to the podcast, 50 Cent.
Like, hey, remember I was the guy that, I was just I was your body double, dog. I was your stunt double.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, oh, you're the one. You're way bigger than I am. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I have no idea how big 50 Cent is. But that's why they got me, because I was, I'm on the thicker side.
Bigger than Tom Cruise.
Way bigger than Tom Cruise. Way bigger than Tom Cruise. Way bigger than Mashed Potato Man. And depending.
Wait. Hey, I swear, is he coming up on 9 months of his term already? Right?
Yeah.
It looks like that neck is about to give birth.
Son. They better get that boy a bandana every time I see. Here's a good joke.
Man.
They better give him a bandana for the State of the Union. Otherwise, all those guys in there are going to have little boners.
All that talk, man, it's like Kegel exercises. This shit got to be tight to the motherfucking dog.
He's got to do Kegels. He's got to do Kegels to fix his big neck.
He could talk in queef. Damn it, man. That guy, yeah, he's got to cover that thing up though. It's getting a little bit too much.
I was showing my drawing process, and all of a sudden my iPad disappeared. Boom. Yeah,
what you cooking up?
I'm working on what's called a micro short, animated micro short. So Adobe has this app that's called Fresco. And right. I found out that they have like a frame by frame where you can do 2D animation frame by frame. And so I'm playing around with that. And since I need assignments, what I'm doing is just doing small little animations and stuff.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's dope, dude.
But then the way that I set up the iPad on the computer, I streamed to my computer, but the connection was lost. But now we're back.
Oh, that's pretty fly, man. I'm kind of jealous.
It's cool.
It's all right.
Cool. I got to do a couple things. I got a little project for Sergeant Rhodes.
You might be on the show tomorrow.
That'd be dope. Let's wrap this one up because I have to go pee real bad. All right, everybody. Thanks for checking in. We're going to take a potty break. Peace.
Coconut chest.